Okay, so today we will talk about writing series in Sigma notation and vice versa. Okay, so consider the situation. Say, for example, if I ask you to write the sum of the first 100 natural numbers, would you really write 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus until 100? Okay? So, pag sabihin natin, sinabihan ka ng guro na ganito, pasulat sa iyo yung numbers from 1 to 100. So, isusulat mo pa talaga ng ganito. Okay? So pag sinabi mong oo, na what if there are 10,000 terms? What if sinabi ng guro na 1 to 10,000? So isusulat mo ba talaga? Okay? So ito po ang main concern. Bakit nabuo po itong topic na ito? Okay. Mathematicians dislike writing unnecessary long expression. So ganyan naman talaga ang mga mathematician. Ayaw nilang magsulat ng napakaraming expression o formula. So, they invented a shorthand notation called sigma notation. Okay, so ganito yung mukha ng mathematician pag napakaraming bagay ang kailangan niyang isulat. So, kitang-kita naman. Okay, so sad siya. Hindi niya gusto ng ganyan. Okay, so talk about sigma notation. So ito yung symbol ng sigma notation. So madalas natin nakikita to sa mga example, mga fraternities, ganyan, and even sa mathematics also. Okay, so ano bang ibig sabihin ng symbol na ito? Okay, so this is the Greek letter sigma. And it means add everything. So itong gagawin natin. Pag na-encounter natin itong symbol na ito, ilalagay natin sa ating utak. Nang ibig sabihin nito is we are going to add everything. Ganyan. Okay. So, proceed tayo sa parts of sigma notation. So, ganito yung usual na itsura ng sigma notation. So, let's talk about the parts. Itong symbol na ito yung, okay, whenever you see this sigma or this symbol, you should tell your brain that something is to be added. So, ika nga, pag nakita mo itong symbol na ito, automatic, iisipin mo, okay, mayroon tayong kailangang i-add. Ganyan. Okay, ang next part naman is ito. Ang tawag dito is, this is the expression. This tells us what to add. So, ito yung nagsasabi kung ano ba yung mga bagay na kailangan nating i-add. Okay, and ito naman, this is called the index. It is just a counter. So, itong index, ito yung nagsasabi kung pang ilang term na yung ina-add natin. The letter doesn't really matter. So, ibig sabihin nito, hindi lang I ang ginagamit. Pwede tayong gumamit ng iba't ibang letra like K, K, M, N, O, ganyan. Okay. And itong 1 naman, ito yung tinatawag nating lower limit. This tells us where to start counting. So, kumbaga, ito yung pinakaunang term na kino-consider natin sa ating notation. And ito namang 5, ito yung upper limit. So you should stop when the counter reaches 5. So, ibig sabihin nito, hanggang dito lang or hanggang sa panglimang term lang ang kailangan nating i-add. Ganyan. Okay. So, proceed tayo sa ating main purpose. Sigma notation to expanded form. So, ang una nating gagawin is, bibigyan tayo ng sigma notation and then, isusulat natin ang kanyang corresponding expanded form. So, simula tayo dito sa eto. So, ang pagbasa pala nito is, the summation of I, where I is from 1 to 5. Okay. So, let us try to answer this one. Okay. Ang ibig sabihin nito is, itong expression natin, which is I, kailangan natin siyang i-substitute o kailangan natin siyang palitan ng values mula sa 1 hanggang sa 5. And then ang lahat ng values na ito is i-add natin. So kumbaga, this is equal to 1 kasi nagsisimula tayo sa 1. Okay? Plus, and same pa rin yung I, papalitan natin ng pangalawang number. Yung susunod sa 1. So, susunod sa 1 is 2 plus 3 plus 4 and plus 5. Okay. So hanggang dito lang tayo sa 5 kasi nga sinasabi dito sa upper limit na okay, hanggang sa panglimang term lang ang kailangan nating i-add. So ito na yung sagot. Okay. So ito yung expanded form sa sigma notation na ito. Okay. So let me try to delete that one. Okay. So that's it for example number 1. Okay. Proceed tayo sa example number 2. Okay. So, okay. So, mapapansin natin na yung expression natin is n squared. So, same pa rin yung gagawin natin. Okay? Yung n squared is isusulat natin dito, pero yung n is papalitan natin ng mga values from 1 until 4. So, yung n, pag pinalitan natin ng 1, okay, n squared, ano yung value ng 1 squared? That is equal to 1. Simula tayo sa 1 and punta tayo sa 2. Okay, palitan natin ng 2. 2 squared is equal to 2 times 2, that is equal to 4. Okay, continue tayo. 3 squared, okay, 3 squared is equal to 3 times 3 is 9. And then 4 squared. This will be our last term. Kasi sabi nga dito, hanggang 4 lang. So 4 squared is equal to 4 times 4, that is equal to 16. So ibig sabihin dito, ang expanded form ng sigma notation na ito is 1, okay, plus 4, okay, plus 9, and then plus 16. Okay, so this is our answer. So let us proceed to another example. Example number 3. So let me delete this one. Okay, so ito naman. Okay, same pa rin ang gagawin natin. Kokopyahin natin yung expression, and then yung k is papalitan natin kung ano yung lower limit hanggang sa upper limit na provided. So, simulan natin sa 3 times yung k natin is, yung lower limit niya is 2. So, 3 times 2 minus 1, this is equal to, 3 times 2 is 6 minus 1, this is equal to 5. Same pa rin ang gagawin natin. Bilis-bilisan lang natin. 3 times 3, okay, minus 1 is equal to, 3 times 3 is 9, minus 1, this is equal to 8. 3 times 4 minus 1 is equal to, 3 times 4 is 12, minus 1, that is equal to 11. And then finally, 3 times, okay, 5. So, andito na tayo sa 5. Dito na tayo sa upper limit. So, 3 times 5 minus 1 is equal to, 3 times 5 is 15. Minus 1, that is equal to 14. Okay, so itong mga values na to, ito yung isusulat natin dito. So, kumbaga, this is equal to 5 plus 8. Okay, pasensya na sa penmanship ko. Medyo mahirap sa mouse. Plus 11. And then plus 14. Okay, so this is our expanded form. Okay, so let us proceed to another example. Okay, let me erase that one. Okay, so dito naman tayo. Okay, so ang expression natin is 1 over k, and then ang k is from 1 to 4. So pwede kong idiretso na itong isulat. Okay, so this is equal to 1 over k natin is 1. Okay, or since 1 over 1 is just equal to 1, so pwede kong isulat ito. Okay? Okay? So, pwede ko nang diretsong isulat na 1. Okay. Plus, okay? 1 over, okay? 2 plus 1 over 3 plus 1 over 4. Okay. Hanggang dito lang tayo kasi nga yung upper limit natin is 4. And this is already our answer. Okay. So, let us proceed to next example. Okay. Erase. Okay, dito naman, yung vice versa naman. Okay, so bibigyan tayo ng series, tapos ang gagawin natin is, isusulat natin siya sa kanyang sigma notation form. Okay, so pag ganito, okay. So ang una natin gagawin is, of course, titingnan muna natin yung ano bang meron. Okay, so paano nga ba yung 3 naging 5? So dito makikita natin na meron siyang plus 2. Yung 5, paano nga ba siya naging 7? Still, meron pa rin tayong plus 2. So since meron tayong common difference, we can say that this is an arithmetic series. And since arithmetic series siya, meron tayong common difference niyan. And ang common difference niya is 2. Okay. So since nakuha na natin ang common difference, pwede na nating isulat initially yung ating sigma notation. Okay, so the sum of, okay, ang isulat lang natin is 2 times n. Kasi alam naman natin yung common difference na 2. So, 2 something. Okay. So, ito na yung initial natin na expression. Okay. Now, pwede tayong magsimula, okay, sa lower limit na 1. Okay. Pwede naman talaga tayong magsimula dyan kahit anong number eh. Pero, usually, ang inuuna natin is yung lower limit na 1. Okay. So, pag nagsimula tayo sa lower limit na 1, okay, kung i-substitute natin siya, 2 times 1, okay, ilan ba ang 2 times 1? 2 times 1 is equal to 2. Now, ang problem here is, kailangan natin siyang i-equate sa ating first term. Kasi nga, first term, we are talking with the first term. Okay, ang first term dito sa ating series is 3. So, ano ang gagawin natin dito para ma-equate natin siya sa 3? 2 times 1 is 2 kasi. So, 2 lang siya. So, anong gagawin natin? Okay, so ang gagawin natin is, pwede tayong mag-add ng 1. Kasi 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So, pareha na silang 3. So, therefore, okay, since initial lang to, dadagdagan natin siya, yung expression natin ng 1. Okay. So, ito na yung, okay, final expression natin, 2n plus 1. Okay. Kasi, pag uh, substitute natin yung 1, yung first term, okay, yung lower limit, 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3 siya. Okay. So, ang problem na lang natin ngayon, ang kulang na lang natin is kung ano ba yung ating upper limit. So, para makuha natin yung upper limit, gagamitin natin itong full expression natin. So, we have 2n plus 1 and then i-equate natin siya sa yung ating final term. So, that is 11. Okay. So, anong gagawin natin para makuha natin ang value ng n? Pwede natin i-minus 1 dito sa side, both sides. Okay? So, plus 1 and minus 1, cancel yan. Okay? So, 2n is equal to 11 minus 1 is 10. Okay? Divided by 2, both sides. Okay? Cancel yung 2. So, n now, ang value ng n is equal to 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, so therefore, yung upper limit pala natin is 5. And ito na yung ating final answer. Ito na yung sigma notation form sa ating series. Okay, so let us proceed to another example. Example number 2. Erase everything. Okay, so same pa rin ang gagawin natin. Okay, mula sa 1, naging 7 siya. So, meron siyang plus 6. Dito naman, meron din siyang plus 6. So, alam natin na still, ito ay isang arithmetic sequence. Okay. And, arithmetic sequence siya na meron siyang common difference na 6. So, ganun pa rin. Sulat natin initially yung ating sigma notation. Okay. Since 6 yung common difference natin, so pwede natin isulat 6n. Okay. And then, pwede tayo magsimula sa lower limit na 1. Okay. Ngayon, i-substitute natin yung 6, yung n, substitute natin ng 1. Okay. And then, kailangan na ma-equate yan siya sa ating first term which is 1. Now, ang problem ngayon is 6 times 1 is 6, ngunit hindi siya equal sa 1. So, anong kailangan natin gawin para mag-equal siya sa 1? So, kasi 6 kasi dito, so pwede tayong mag-minus ng 5. So, 6 times 1 is 6 minus 5, that is equal to 1. So, equal na siya ng 1. So, therefore, yung full expression natin pala is 6n minus 5. Okay. So, kompleto na. Ang kulang lang natin is yung upper limit. So, paano makuha yung upper limit? Kopyahin natin yung expression, 6n minus 5. Tapos, equate natin sa kung ano yung last term. So, that is equal to 31. Okay. So, add tayo ng 5, both sides. Okay, plus 5 dyan at plus 5 dito. So, cancel yan. Okay, 6n is equal to 31 plus 5 is equal to 36. Divide natin both by 6. Okay, and the value of our n is equal to 36 divided by 6 is 6. So, ang upper limit natin is 6. And ito na yung final answer natin. Okay, so napakadali lang. Okay, another example. Okay, example number 3. Okay. So, same pa rin ang gagawin. Okay, anong nangyari sa 10 para maging 15? Plus 5. Dito din, plus 5. So, therefore, same pa rin. Arithmetic, sequence, and then yung common difference natin is 5. Okay, so sulat natin yung ating initial summation. Okay, summation of 5n. Okay, so pwede tayo mag-start sa n is equal to 1. Okay, so 5 times 1 is equal to, kailangan natin siyang i-equate sa first term which is 10. Now, ang problem is, 5 times 1 is just equal to 5 and then 10 siya. So, kailangan nating mag-add ng 5 para maging 10. Okay. So, pag i-follow natin yung nangyari kanina sa previous example, pwede nating isulat 5n plus 5. Okay. So, this is also correct. But then, pag napansin natin, yung common difference natin is 5, tapos medyo naman siya redundant pag babalikin rin natin pagsulat yung 5. So there is an option, there's another option to this, which is still correct. Okay. So pwede nating hindi nalagyan ng plus 5, and then pwede lang nating, instead na magsisimula tayo sa 1, okay, pwede tayo magsimula sa 2. Kasi, okay, erase ko muna to. Okay. Kasi pag nagsimula tayo sa 2, 5 times 2, that is already equal to 10. Equal na siya sa ating first term. So therefore, ito na yung final expression natin. Ang kulang na lang natin is, paano natin makukuha yung upper limit? So same way pa rin, 5n, okay? Equate natin siya sa ating final term is equal to 50. Divide natin both sides by 5, okay? And ang value ng n is equal to 50 divided by 5 is 10. So therefore, ang upper limit natin is 10. Okay, and this is our final answer. Okay, so madali lang siya. Okay, so proceed naman tayo sa more example. Okay? Okay, so ito tayo. So ito pa rin dalawang number. From 2, anong nangyayari para maging 6? So pwede tayong magsulat ng plus 4. Okay, now, from 6, anong nangyayari para maging 18? Plus 4 pa rin ba siya? Okay, the answer is hindi. Hindi siya plus 4. So, since hindi tayo nakakita ng common difference, so hindi siya arithmetic series. So therefore, erase muna natin to. Okay. So pag hindi siya arithmetic series, so titingin tayo ng ibang paraan. So 2, ano nangyari para maging 6? Pwede natin siyang times 3. Ano nangyari sa 6 para maging 18? Times 3 pa rin. Okay, so therefore, since meron tayong uniform, okay, so masasabi natin na this is a geometric series. And ang ating ratio is equal to 3. Okay, now, take note. Another thing, if meron po tayong geometric series, tatandaan po natin, okay, itong formula na ito. Itong form. A sub 1 times yung ratio raised to the power of n. Okay, so ganyan po yung itsura kadalasan ng expression ng ating sigma notation. So sulat na natin initially yung ating sigma notation. Okay? So a sub 1 natin is 2. 2 times yung ratio natin na nakuha is 3 and raise natin to the power of n. Ganyan. Okay. So, before we proceed, let me try to tell you as a sort of review. Okay. Gusto kong sabihin sa inyo na any number, for example, 3, pag nilagyan natin siya ng exponent na 0, that is always equal to 1. Any number. For example, x to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Okay. 1,000. Okay. To the power of 0, that is also equal to 1. Okay. So that is my main point here. Okay. So ngayon, hahanapin natin ang lower limit. Now, please take note na ang first term natin is 2. So, ano ang gagawin natin sa expression natin para makuha yung 2? So, 2 times 3 to the power of n. Ano ang gagawin natin yan dyan para makuha yung 2? Now, since 2 dito and 2 dito, so, kailangan yung 3 to the power of n, kinanglan equal siya sa 1. Kasi nga, pag 1 siya, Okay, 2 times 1 is equal to 2. So, kailan lang mangyayari na yung 3 times n magiging equal siya sa 1? Okay, so mangyayari lang siya if yung 3, yung n is gagawin nating 0. Okay, because 2 times 3 to the power of 0, that is equal to 1. 2 times 1 is also equal to 2. So, kumbaga, kailangan natin magsimula sa 0 na value ng n. So, therefore, yung lower limit natin is equal to 0. Ganyan. Okay. So, paano natin makukuha yung upper limit? So, simple lang. Just like what we did kanina, itong ating expression, okay? 2 times 3 to the power of, tapos na tayo sa 0, so 1 na lang yan, okay? Is equal to 2 times, okay? 3 to the power of 1 is 3, so 2 times 3 is equal to 6. So, therefore, ito na yung second term natin. Okay. So, ito yung third term natin, tsaka ito yung fourth term natin. Now, alam naman natin na nagsimula tayo sa 0. So, 0, 1, 2, 3. So, confirm lang natin ano ang mangyayari pag yung n ay ginawa nating 3. Okay. 2 times 3 to the power of 3. 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, this is equal to, okay, this is equal to 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Okay, so 2 times 27, okay, is equal to 2 times 27, that is equal to 54, which is equal dito. So 54 is equal to 54. Okay. So since magkapareha tayo ng term na nakuha, okay, ano ba ang value ng n natin dito? That is equal to 3. So therefore, ang upper limit natin is 3. Now, another way para ma-determine natin is kung ano yung lower limit natin, pwede lang nating i-count. So pag 0 yung nauna, yung first term, so 0, 1, 2, 3. So this will be our upper limit. And ito na po yung answer natin. Ito na yung sigma notation form natin sa series na ito. Okay. So proceed tayo sa another example. Okay. So medyo bilisan natin. Okay. Ano nangyari sa 1 para maging 2? Okay. Nag-times 2 siya. Ano nangyari sa 2 para maging 4? Nag-times 2 pa rin siya. So therefore, still the same. This is a geometric sequence. And then, meron tayong ratio na 2. So since meron tayong ratio na 2, okay, sulat na natin initially yung ating summation. Okay, so first term natin is 1. So since 1 ating first term, pwede natin hindi yan isulat. Okay, pwede na tayo magdiretso sa R. So this 2 to the power of n. Okay, so since 2 to the power of n, and then ang first term natin is 1, alam naman natin na any number raised to the power of 0 that is equal to 1. So, yung n natin is magsisimula tayo sa 0 because 2 to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Okay? So, shortcut lang tayo. Okay. Since 0 ito, ang first term, so pag i-count lang natin, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, pwede natin isulat dito na yung upper limit natin is 4 and ito na po yung answer natin. Okay. This is somewhat, okay, a sort of shortcut way. So, let us try to check lang, be. Check lang natin. Okay. Pag 4 ito, okay, 2 to the power of 4. Okay. Ano ba ang value ng 2 to the power of 4? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. This is equal to 2 times 2, that is 4. 2 times 2, that is also 4. 4 times 4, that is 16, which is the same. Okay, so therefore, it is confirmed that this is our answer. Okay, and let us proceed. Okay, so we have another example also here. Okay, so ano ang nangyayari sa 2 para naging 1? Ang ginawa sa 2 is, i-multiply siya by 1 half. Okay, ano nangyari sa 1 para maging 1 half? Still, i-multiply siya by 1 half. Okay, and so, this is a geometric sequence. Ang ratio natin is 1 half. Okay, so sulat natin initially yung ating sigma notation. Okay, so, yung a sa buwan natin is 2 times yung ratio natin is 1 half and then raise natin to the power of n. Okay. Since yung first term natin is 2, and 2 dito. So, dapat ito ay maging 1. So, ano nga ba yung paraan para ang isang number is maging 1? Erase lang natin yung exponent natin sa 0. So, yung n natin now is equal to 0. Okay. So, pang ilang term ba to? If 0 yung unang term, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Our upper limit will be 5. And that is our final answer. Okay. So, medyo shortcut siya. And mas madali din. Okay. So, I think that is all for today. I hope naintindihan. And okay. Thank you.